Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Today we have some absolutely explosive news coming out of the NFL, and more specifically, from within the AFC North, a division that's been fiercely competitive for years. But what's about to happen could shake things up in a way that no one saw coming, especially for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And trust me, what I'm about to tell you might be a game changer for their future, for their quarterback situation, and ultimately for their championship aspirations. So, buckle up because we're diving deep into this story that's been making waves across the league. It's about one of the most talked about players in college football over the past couple of seasons, Shadur Sanders, and his potential move into the NFL, specifically to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And yes, you heard right. The Steelers are in the mix for acquiring Shadur Sanders, and that could be huge. But how did we get here? Well, let's rewind a bit and look at the context that's leading to this potential blockbuster trade. First off, the AFC North has been a battleground for years, with the Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals, Baltimore Ravens, and of course the Steelers, all vying for supremacy. But in recent seasons, the Browns have been aggressive, making bold moves to try and take control of the division. They've been openly looking to upgrade at quarterback, especially after their struggles with players like Joe Flacco and Dillon Gabriel. Now, the focus has shifted to Shadur Sanders, a talented young quarterback from Colorado, who's been generating a lot of buzz in the college football scene. His name has been floated around as a potential trade chip for the Browns, especially after a recent press conference from Cleveland Browns owner Jimmy Haslam. During that press conference, Haslam made it clear that the decision to draft Shadur Sanders was not his, it was Andrew Berry's call. And that's a key detail because it hints at internal disagreements within the Browns' front office, and it also suggests that Sanders might be on the move sooner rather than later. Now, the interesting part is that the Browns are increasingly likely to trade Sanders, and one of the most logical and potentially impactful destinations could be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, folks, the Steelers, who have been in a kind of wait-and-see mode at quarterback for the past couple of seasons, might be about to make a bold move. With Kenny Pickett suffering a hamstring injury during training camp, his stock has taken a bit of a hit. That injury, combined with a season that's been riddled with questions about his consistency and ceiling, has made the Steelers' front office look for options. And Shadur Sanders, with his impressive college resume, looks like a very intriguing one. Let's talk about the Steelers' current quarterback situation for a moment. They did something pretty bold this offseason. They went all in, signing veteran Aaron Rodgers in free agency. And that was a huge move, no doubt about it. Rodgers, with his Hall of Fame credentials and his experience, was supposed to be the piece that finally pushed Pittsburgh over the edge. But here's the thing, Rodgers himself has hinted that this might be his last season in the league. That puts the Steelers in a tricky spot. They're in win-now mode, but they also have to think about their future at quarterback. They drafted Will Howard in the 2025 NFL Draft, and yes, he's a promising talent, having just won a national championship with Ohio State. But while Howard might be a good developmental project, he still doesn't provide the immediate upside or veteran stability that the Steelers need right now or in the near future. This is where Shadur Sanders could really make a difference. He's a player with a lot of potential, and his college tape shows that he has the accuracy, the poise, and the leadership qualities to succeed at the NFL level. In his 2 seasons at Colorado, Sanders threw for over 300 yards and 64 touchdowns, despite playing behind an offensive line that left him under constant pressure. That's no small feat. It speaks to his resilience, his ability to read defenses, and his talent to make throws under pressure. And considering the Steelers' offensive system, which features a good balance of running and passing, Sanders could thrive in that environment. He could use his mobility and arm talent to stretch the field, especially with targets like DK Metcalf, who would be a perfect weapon for him to target downfield. Now, imagine this scenario. The Steelers acquire Shadur Sanders, and suddenly, their quarterback room looks much more dynamic. You have the veteran presence of Rodgers, the promising talent of Will Howard, and now, a young, talented quarterback in Sanders, who could be the future face of the franchise. This kind of depth and competition is exactly what the Steelers need to build a sustainable winning team. Plus, having Sanders on the roster could serve as a bridge, helping the team contend now while also grooming him for a bigger role down the line. It's a strategic move, a bold gamble, but if it pays off, it could set the Steelers up for a decade of success. Of course, there are hurdles. The Browns' willingness to trade Sanders to a division rival, the asking price, and how quickly Sanders can adapt to the NFL, all of these are factors that will play a role. But the fact remains, the Steelers are in a position where making a trade like this makes a lot of sense. They need that extra spark at quarterback, and Sanders could be that spark. His talent combined with the Steelers' offensive system and young core could make this a recipe for success. And let's not forget the division implications. If the Steelers manage to pull this off, it could shift the balance of power in the AFC North. The Browns, with their internal disagreements and the potential loss of Sanders, might stumble a bit, giving the Steelers a chance to reclaim their dominance. It's all about positioning, building for the future while competing today. And acquiring Sanders could be the move that takes the Steelers from a good team to serious Super Bowl contenders. They've shown they're willing to go all in, and this move fits perfectly into that strategy. We're talking about a player who has shown he can perform under pressure, who has the arm talent and the intangibles to succeed at the next level. And with the right coaching staff, the right system, and a bit of patience, Shadur Sanders could be the quarterback the Steelers have been searching for. The NFL landscape is always shifting, and right now, the Steelers are on the verge of a potential game-changing move that could define their future for years to come. So, what do you think? Do you believe the Steelers should make this trade? Can Sanders be the quarterback that takes them back to the Super Bowl? Your opinion matters so much to us, and we want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us what you think about this potential blockbuster. And remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and insights into the Steelers' quest for greatness. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, go Steelers. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.